Jim Edwards here, standing with Jack Shaw. We've just watched the main event of Cage Warriors 94. Brian Boolen defeated in the main event in what I guess is a surprise. I guess, Jack, give me your thoughts on the fight that we just saw then.
It is what it is. I mean, I thought it may go that way. I thought he would either catch Brian early or Brian may drag it out and get a knockout later on. But I mean, it is what it is. It's a shame he didn't make weight, because I would have set up for a nice fight for me and him in Cardiff in September. So I guess the ball's in Cage Warriors court now, whether they give him a second chance to make the weight for the title or whether they use someone else. I'm not entirely bothered who I fight, as long as I'm fighting for that title.
Ilya missed weight by, I think, over 4 pounds. Like, what does that kind of say to you as a guy that has made weight successfully for throughout amateur and professional? I
mean, I don't like to get into a slagging match and a name calling contest, but it's unprofessional. A world title fight on Cage Warriors is, outside the UFC, one of the biggest fights you can have. If he had made weight and won it tonight, he could have possibly got signed off the back of a big one like that. So the fact that he come in overweight and as heavy as he did is a little bit unprofessional, and I think he'll regret it now, especially after that, because me and him would have made for a fun fight. Sure.
I mean, like, just talking about the fight itself, like, it didn't last long, but from what you saw of him, like, what did you make of Ilya, and like, what do you think he would bring to the table as a potential opponent?
He's everything I expect him to be coming in. He's a legit wrestler with a legit ground game. As an opponent, I think his style would suit me very well. I think I'm a good wrestler myself, and I think I would be able to sort of defend that takedown and keep it on the feet a little bit longer than Brian actually did. But again, it is what it is. He, as good as he is and as good as he looked, he didn't make weight. So what can I do? What can Cage Warriors do? It's the balls in their court.
Sure. I think it was a hand injury keeping you out of action. Like, how's that healed up, and how's it doing? Yeah,
it was broken hand. It's brand new. I took 8 weeks off as ordered by the doctor to let it heal. Started using it again about 2-3 weeks ago, and I'm back sparring now, hitting pads, and I haven't had any problems with it at all yet. So I think that's hopefully that's the end of my hand worries for now. But I'm good to go. Like I said, straight back into fight camp now, and just see what they offer me, and see where we go from here. Tonight, to be honest, I was hoping Brian would win, because then he was set up for me fighting for the title, challenging for the title rather than fighting for a vacant title. So, sure. But it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, September 29th, Cardiff. This is your night, isn't it? I mean, Paddy Pimblett sells out the Echo. Nathaniel Woods has his night in London. Now it's kind of Jack Shaw's night in Cardiff. Like, how special does that kind of feel?
It is special. Any time there's a show in Wales and I'm on the card, it is the Jack Shaw show. The atmosphere is electric when I fight. It's different to any other show, I believe. So the fact that they give me the opportunity to fight in a bigger venue, draw in a bigger crowd, obviously shows their faith in me, and I'm sure I'll do just as good a job of selling that out as I did the Newport Centre. And it's going to be an honour to fight for a world title in my own country. Not many people get to say that they've fought for a world title, let alone in some way where they live. So it's a massive opportunity for me, and one, and I'm going to grab with both hands. Just lastly,
like, is there anyone you can actually think of outside of Ilya who might have to prove that you can actually make 135? Is there anyone you kind of see in the kind of the bantamweight European scene that you think he'd be a good opponent for a title fight?
Not off the top of my head. I mean, there's a good few prospects coming through now, especially Cage Warriors. They got a card in July, and there's a lot of good bantamweight fights on there. So maybe one of those guys. But I mean, off the top of my head, no. Like I said, the winner of that fight tonight would have been ideal. That's why I had in my head, But I would have loved to fight one. They're both elite guys, so the fact that fighting one of them for a belt would have been the icing on the cake. But he didn't make weight. Maybe they'll give him a chance, perhaps, if they can't find an opponent to prove he can't make the weight. But I'm sure they'll find me someone. There's usually a killer guys queuing up to fight me, trying to steal the hype train. So I'm sure they'll find someone. Sure,
especially for Cage Warriors titles. Just lastly, then, if it will turn up on September 29th, that this new venue in Cardiff, like, what kind of night can they expect, and what can you promise the fans, I guess, that turn up?
Chaos. Let me tell you, if we sell out the ice rink, which I think we will, is going to be a night to remember. It's going to be like a party in there. Whenever I fight, the atmosphere is electric in Newport Centre, and that's 1,500 people. This one is nearly 3 times the size of that, so they can expect a night to remember.
Great stuff, Jack. Thanks for your time, and see you in September.
Cheers, Jim.